That ice storm that run through a while ago's got all the power knocked out. Guess I need to light my lanterns. An ice storm ran through a while ago and it's got all the power knocked out. I don't know how long it'll be before the power's cut back on, but I need light in the house and I need it now. What light should I use? Lamps and lanterns are absolutely essential to have in long-term power outages for lights. Of course, it's best to use a battery-operated lamp or lantern if at all possible. But there are times when a oil-type lamp or lantern will last much longer and be more convenient to use. But you do need to learn how to use the lanterns before the time comes. Adjusting the wick is the most important thing about any lamp or lantern. I'm going to show you a regular lamp that normally is only used inside the house because of the danger of tip over, and also a barn lantern, which is what most people actually use, and I'm also going to show you a railroad lantern. As a matter of fact, that railroad lantern come from New York Central system when it was still in existence back long ago. First, I'm going to light this lamp and we'll see how much light it actually puts out. Always be careful about how high you set your wick, and actually you'll turn it down and it'll burn brighter. If you turn it up too much, it'll smoke your globe and put it out. Like it's already trying to do there, and of course it's fogging up as it goes. If you'll watch, you'll actually lose light, and also you'll smoke up the globe on this lamp if you turned up too high. And that's just right on the edge of being too high. I'll turn it back down till it puts out the maximum amount of light. Of course, you turn it down too low and it gets darker. But if you use it for a little while, you'll learn very quickly where you need to adjust that lantern to be able to see. It puts out a fair amount of light. But also, once this lamp and the lamp oil warms up some, you'll have to adjust your wick a couple of more times to get the maximum amount of light. I can tell the way this wick is burning that I need to trim the wick to get more uniform light out of it. I'm going to turn this one off by simply turning the wick down till it goes out. I'll set this lamp to the side, being careful because it is hot. You don't want to drop that lamp because the globe is particularly delicate and will break very easily, and you can't use one once it's been cracked. Next, I'm going to bring up the barn lantern. In order to light a barn lantern, there's a lever that raises the globe up, and there's also a stop that'll hold it up, hold it in place. All you have to do is raise the wick just slightly and light the wick with your match. Turn your wick back down and set your wick where it needs to be. And it again, just like any other lamp or lantern, will smoke your lens or your globe if you turn it up too high like that. As you can see, it puts out a fair amount of light, much like the lamp did, and it's a much safer lantern to use, far safer than a lamp. The globe on this barn lantern is still foggy. Once it clears off and it gets the steam out from inside the globe, it'll get even a little bit brighter and clearer. Lantern should be ran about right there to keep from smoking the globe up. As you can see, it puts off a fair amount of light, probably about as much as the regular house lamp does, and it's far safer. If it's knocked over, normally it doesn't start a fire as long as you pick it on up. A lamp, kerosene lamp or oil lamp, it's subject to break if it falls off, so if you use a regular glass lamp, you have to make absolutely sure that it's put way back on a shelf in a very stable place and not in under anything that's flammable. Lanterns are far safer than lamps. As you can see, the way the flame is on this barn lantern, I use it a little bit more often, and the wick is trimmed properly on it. That's the type of flame that you should have, evenly all the way across and coming up to a point. Now let's try the railroad lantern. Railroad lanterns are a little bit different to start them. They're a little bit more trouble, but they're far more safer if you're working outside or even inside. The handle normally stays up, the bail, where you can just simply set it down and walk right by and pick it up again. You don't have to fumble around with it, and it also stays up so that you can hang it on a hook from the ceiling. But in order to light this type of lantern, you have to pop a little spring latch that's on the top that catches under the cage. You let it fall all the way back, and you take the globe completely out. Then you have to turn the wick up. If I can find the wick winder in the dark. There it is. Lighting a railroad lantern is a little bit different from lighting a barn lantern or a lamp. In order to light this railroad lantern, I'm going to pop the lid loose from this little spring lock and remove the globe. Turn the wick up a little bit so that I can light this lantern. Now I'll have to reassemble the lantern, making sure the globe sits down and the lid sits down properly. And these particular lanterns, it's important that they warm up a little bit before you finally set the wick where it needs to go. You'll have to adjust it. But they are exceptionally good for working outside or any kind of rough service where you may be having to carry a lantern around, such as walking down the road in the dark or out on your property trying to feed your animals. It's been a while since I've used this lantern, and as a consequence, I need to trim the wick. If you'll look at the flame, it's higher on the left than it is on the right. So this wick needs to be trimmed in order for it to put out the maximum amount of light. But it does put out probably about 3/4 as much as a barn lantern or the regular house lamp. Still quite enough to be able to work outside to do whatever you need to do. Knowing how to use and maintain your lanterns is an important skill to have. Being able to work outside and see what you're doing and be able to see what you're doing inside your home whenever there's a power outage and you no longer have any light is a very important thing. This has been Bobby with Survival Existence, helping you help yourself. Please subscribe to Survival Existence here on YouTube. Come visit us on our Facebook, and also come subscribe and visit us at our website at survivalexistence.com. Have a good evening.